You're watching Rose-Hulman men's basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
Welcome to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, the U.S. News & World Report's #1 engineering school in the United States that offers a master's as its highest degree for 18 consecutive years. Rose-Hulman, where you come to find yourself. Find yourself through personal growth, through personal development, through study, research, and invention. Rose-Hulman, your home for academic and athletic excellence. This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
If I crave something, I have to have it.
And welcome to Hulman Arena on the campus of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. It's women's basketball, HCAC style. Hello, everyone. I'm Herb King. Walter Gordon's my partner. We're going to bring you all the exciting action of another great opportunity for Rose-Hulman's women's basketball team this year.
And it seems like every game that we've broadcast over the last month, it's been the big game, this big game. Well, they're all big games because here we are getting close to the end of the regular season. Just this game, one more game, the beginning of the weekend on Friday, and then that's it. And then you have the postseason tournament. So if you want to get a bye, or not a bye, but a home game, or make the tournament in some team's case, it's got to be over the next two games because the book will be closed on the regular season after Friday.
8 teams will make the conference tournament, and the top 4 will host. Right now, Rose-Hulman sits 4th.
Yeah.
So when we say it's a big deal, it is, because if Rose-Hulman can win the next 2, they'll pretty much guarantee that that's what's going to happen. The issue is now we have strength of schedule instead of just straight wins and losses to determine the conference playoff tournament.
In talking with Kevin Lanke, I was able to kind of corner him for a while on our Q&A session before the game. As I kind of walked in, he was walking in. Oh, perfect timing. Hey, Kevin, let me ask you a couple of questions. One of the questions that I wanted to know, when you look at the standings, of course, the printed materials here that we get from the conference office in Carmel, Indiana, the standings that we see, are those the standings based on the actual numbers of the formula that is being used? And the answer is yes. Of course, if you look at the conference website or look at the standings and you see percentage, that's just a one-loss percentage. But we know the calculation for who's going to be in the top 8 is not based on merely wins and losses. You're looking at the wins and losses, your opponent's record, and your opponent's record. So when you factor all that in, not only is Rose-Hulman close, but Kevin told me it's closer than we actually know because the league office is not revealing the calculations. So we see the seedings, but we don't see how close it is based on the calculations that's behind the scenes. They're not revealing that information because it changes on basically every game. So I wish I tried to get some numbers. I was unsuccessful, but I did find out it's closer than we actually even know based on what we see on paper. Same thing for the men.
And the reason why it's that way, folks, is because if you look at the HCAC records, we've had multiple cancellations due to COVID, the weather. We've had all kinds of things going on. Let me give you a rundown right away. Transylvania at 11-0. They're 19-0 on the regular season. They're ranked in the top 3 in the country and have been for most of the year. Second is Bluffton. They're 11-4 in the conference. Third, Hanover, 9-6 in conference play. Fourth is Rose-Hulman at 7-5, and fifth is Defiance at 8-6. And again, it's the power rankings determine this.
Right.
Anderson is 7-8, and they're pulling closer as things go on. So this is a huge ball game. Whoever wins this ball game is going to upset the cart as to how it's actually going to work within the conference.
And you look at Transylvania, the top of the conference, they've played the fewest amount of conference games of anybody in the league. So they're 11 conference, obviously 11-0. They're undefeated, unblemished. They'll be the number 1 seed, unless something unforeseen happens. But they've played fewer conference games than everybody else. You look at early at the bottom of the conference has played 12 games. So there's so many irregularities in this, what we wanted to have, an 18-game conference season. The conference, Jay Jones and the staff did the best they could. They did a great job. It's just sometimes we have to be, kind of fluid. You have to be flexible based on the cards that were dealt. It is the way it is, but we do have 8 teams in the conference tournament. It's going to be a great thing.
And it will be a great opportunity, and that's a little bit different. Normally we have 6, and with 6 teams, you meet at one place and you play it all the way through. This one, the top 4 get to host that first game, and then it goes to the highest seed that survives. And so if, for chance, Transylvania would play the number 8 seed and lose, which is like a real bad thing to happen.
Sure.
But if that would happen, then the 2nd seed, Bluffton, would have an opportunity to host. So those things would happen. Now, this is not just in the women's side. This is also in the men's side of what's going on. So all of this makes it really chaotic. It's almost like the NCAA tournament at a certain point. Because you don't know who's in and who's out until the final shot is taken.
And that's I love this time of year. I get all I'm a basketball fanatic. I get all bubbly inside this time of year, man. So this is great for me.
He's starting to bounce, folks. It'll be great. We're going to have a great night tonight. It's Rose-Hulman taking on Anderson, and we'll return for more action here on our pregame show.
If I crave something, I have to have it.
So what are you craving? Like, what do you crave?
Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle.
I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there.
Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
If somebody's kind of on the fence of going into a recruiting office or just reaching out to a recruiter, I would absolutely encourage it, if anything, just for the information.
We have a lot of enlistment bonuses out there right now, upwards to about $20,000. If you're in college or you plan to be to college, this is a great choice for you. Because our organization, we look for students who want to go to college. We also have educational benefits where we pay up to 100% of tuition.
Wherever life takes you, whatever stage, anything that you need, no matter the season, getting there together. We are ready when you are. Crane cares.
In Searcy, Arkansas, a young man says I love you for the first time, but his girlfriend doesn't quite hear. In Franklin, Tennessee, a boy encounters his first pickle. And in Kyle, Texas, after a mission for tots, cousins realize they're a long way from Kyle, Texas. One day, many people, millions of orders. This is Howie Sonic.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And welcome back to Holbert Arena, the campus of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. It's Anderson taking on Rose-Hulman women's basketball, and this is a big ball game in the HCAC.
It really is. When you look at conference standings and trying to get a home game on this upcoming Sunday, both of these teams desperately wanting a win, and neither one of these teams played each other earlier in the season. Their game was canceled. The game that was slated to be played in Anderson, unfortunately, they had to cancel that game. So here we are tonight, and the winner of this game is going to be major implications for the conference standings, because essentially you will get the sweep, Anderson over Rose or Rose over Anderson. You'll get that big lead up over the other for conference standings. But even more than that, because both of these teams are going to make the conference tournament, they want to be playing good basketball going into the postseason. You have today, and then you have Friday evening to go in with a nice little winning streak. would be what both of these teams want. And you just want to be playing your best basketball at the end of the regular season. And so this is, some people you could look at it as a tune-up game. I choose not to look at it as a tune-up game because that kind of denotes that some games are less important than others. I really don't think that. But this is a game that you want momentum. You don't want to, lay an egg here and then try to jumpstart it for the weekend. You want to be, playing good basketball, win or lose, going into Friday and then hopefully Sunday.
Well, and with that opportunity, just because you play tonight, you play Friday, if Rose-Hulman would be fortunate enough to win both of those, there is a chance they could move into that third spot. Right. And the third spot is actually the premier spot in the tournament. You don't want to be third or second, so you can actually face for a one-game take-all, winner-take-all, and then play Transylvania at the end. Rose-Hulman has played Transylvania very tough both times and didn't have had a chance to win, just couldn't get it done. And with the third time, the Rose-Hulman could have a chance to win that one. They would want to do it in the championship game, not the semifinal.
You're exactly right, and that could make all the difference. A lot to happen in between now and then. But, we've seen that Rose on paper and then also on the court matches up well with Transylvania. They really do. They played them, I think, tougher than anybody else in the league has. We look at the two games and having a chance to win. Of course, you have a chance to win. You don't win, you still lose. But having that chance to win in the regulation, being up in the fourth quarter by multiple possessions. And so, they put themselves in opportunity. The one thing that I would like to see for Rose-Hulman is to play with that intensity and consistency in every other game. I think there's a couple of games they've lost that if they would have, the other team would have had a Transylvania jersey on, they would have beaten by 15 points. And so those are the type of efforts that you have to find that consistency so that no matter who you're playing like you're playing the number 3 team in the nation. And so that's what Rose-Hulman has done a couple of times. They've definitely risen to the occasion, but you have to do that every single game. And that's tough to do. I know we're asking a lot. These are college athletes. They're in a rigorous study, a course of study at the #1 engineering school in the country. We're asking a lot, but we are asking a lot.
Well, when you're looking at from the coaching standpoint, what you really want to do is be able to build up into those big games. And throughout the conference, it's the medium range games, not the ones they had to build up. The lower end teams, they've been able to hold their own and do that. But in the upper level teams you talked about, they've been able to play really tough whether they win or lose. But it's those teams that everybody goes, well, you should win this, and it just becomes a real struggle. And that's not uncommon. No. These young ladies really have molded together this year, but that's it. The other part is injuries, sickness, all those things have taken care. So it's been a tough season to coach. I know Coach John Prevost is going to look back at this one and go, wow, they got their money's worth out of this one because it is tough to coach on some of these nights. But at the same time, they're right where they need to be. And they yes, you'd want to be a couple more wins, but you're still in a position to create your own destiny. And that's what we want to do. Hey, folks, we'll be right back, and we'll get ready for the starting lineups of this one. Again, Anderson against Rose-Hulman in what is a huge ball game for 4th place in the conference and hosting the conference tournament. We'll be back in just a moment.
Melty cheese, grilled onions, and steak on this foot-long Philly are so flavorful.
Man, do I love a good steakout.
Steakout, nice.
You would not believe what they are doing in there.
Making cheesesteaks?
What are you, one of them?
It's your last chance to try a classic or spicy foot-long Philly. Hurry in today.
It's tax time. You need a professional with decades of experience. You need Goshen H&R Block. Nothing is more important than getting your taxes done quickly and correctly, up close and personal, by people you know and trust. This year, get answers to all your questions and your taxes done right by Goshen H&R Block.
This is Sue Goshen from your locally owned H&R Block in Brazil. Walk in, make an appointment, or drop off your documents, and we'll tackle your taxes while you're away.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021, Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
Sonic's $2.99 Car Hop Classic, a juicy quarter-pound double cheeseburger or a flavorful signature slinger with golden brown crispy tots. A deal so nice, you should order it twice, because it's only $2.99. Hurry in for a Car Hop Classic, ending soon.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
Home. It can be the family farm, a small town, or a busy city. But wherever you call home, we are where you are. Ready to serve you and your family with compassionate health care of the highest quality. Serving the Wabash Valley since 1892. Union Health. Healthier together.
The Big Finish sales event is on now at York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil. Choose from over 500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles today. This month only, lock in 0% financing and no payment for 90 days. New Jeep Cherokee as low as $229 per month. New
Again, it'll be Dellinger, number 0, Pallett, number 2. Number 5 is Jade Shipley, 31 is McKinley Taylor, and 34 is Allison Schaefer. Number 10 is Rowan Hine for Rose-Hulman. Number 14 is Nola Wilson. 21 is Jordan Barlow. Number 23, Jamie Baum. Number 50 is Rose Burnham. That'll be your starting lineup for Rose-Hulman. Jamie Baum leads Rose-Hulman now in scoring with a 13.1 average. Second would be Rowan Hine at 11.6. And the third leading scorer would be Jordan Barlow. And Jordan has had some injuries. She's coming off of that injury-laden season here where she had that knee. But you can see it's going to be wrapped tonight. But at the same time, we get to see her start a ball game. And that's a big opportunity for her and for Rose-Hulman.
It really is. She's so integral in what we do here at Rose-Hulman and the way we want to play. I don't know her. I'm trying to remember if I'm kind of teasing here. I don't know if we've seen her play a game without the brace on the left knee since her freshman season. I think she came, and that's been a staple at her time here at Rose-Hulman.
And we're ready to tip it up. Again, ball's tipped up and picked up by Anderson. Ravens will have the basketball. They'll run it around the top screen with the drive off the board. No good. Rebound comes out to Nola Wilson.
And really, that's what you want to see if you're looking at Rose defensively. Chase them off the three-point line. Make them shoot twos.
Wilson, who has drawn Dellinger. Lexi Dellinger averages 21.7 points a game. She missed that running layup. But at the same time had it. Force pass inside, loose ball. It's on the floor. Picked up by Rose. 5 seconds to go. with the drive is Hine, can't get it to go. Rebound, ball, she can't get it to go, and
Burnham. Wow.
Burnham comes away with it. Cross, they'll give it up one more time to Barlow. Good opportunities. Rose Burnham has a shot, and it's rebounded by Jamie Baum.
You got to score on this possession. He got 4 tries now. Have to come away with a point for this possession.
Rowan Hine with the drive, floater in the corner. She can't get anything to go. 5 shots up and missed for Rose-Hulman, but they had good opportunities. There's a block on it, and they're going to call the blocking foul as Dellinger, driving hard to the basket, forces a foul on Rowan Hine.
And Dellinger's going to push the pace. He's going to play with force and speed. And, boy, staying in front of her is going to be so important. We won't want Rowan Hine picking up fouls here early in the game, though.
Dellinger again using the screen. She'll set it up. Open look at 3. Shots up, and it's no good as well outside from Schaefer. Nola Wilson puts the shot up. She can't get it to go, and both these teams haven't been able to find anything but the iron on this one. With the drive on the outside is Shipley. Set it back up to Pallett. Now it's back outside again with those drives inside. Anderson with a good opportunity to score. They throw it away. Rose-Hulman basketball.
You see the floor spread, and this is what you see a lot here in college basketball. A lot of floor spread, great driving angles, driving lanes. You pick and pop. You create a help situation, and then you pitch out for 3. And that's the scary part when you're playing a team like Anderson who can hit the 3 with great regularity.
Wilson with the drive, stepped out. Rose Burnham, she'll get a basket, and it's 2-0 Rose-Hulman.
That's a big bucket right there for Rose and for Rose.
You wanted to say that all year, I could tell.
It actually just came to me, Herb. I'm not that quick-witted to be able to plan that out.
Shipley outside with it. She hesitates, drives to the basket, has her shot blocked on the inside, and a nice job by Jordan Barlow. Hine with the drive, puts the shot up, no good. A rebound comes out to McKinley Taylor.
Got to get back.
Lead pass, and it's stolen away. Jamie Baum with the steal off the errant pass. Baum on the outside will give it out to Burnham.
If she's going to be guarded by Cassie Pallett, then we got to make we got to make that one hurt a little bit.
Looking outside, Baum kicks it back out to Hine. Inside, it's Burnham. Turn around right in your face, doesn't get it to go. Rebound comes out to Barlow. Now it's out to Baum. Jamie drives, shoots, no shot, doesn't go in, contact, but they're saying that she went vertical, and they didn't call the foul. 2-0 Rose-Hulman with the lead.
I like the no call, but I like the aggressiveness by Baum there.
Dellinger with the basketball will pull it outside to Shipley. Shipley, again, a lot of dribbling and a lot of driving. 3-point shot on the outside is no good by Pallett, and a rebound comes out to Rose-Hulman. Timeout called by the Fighting Engineers as John Prevost wants to talk it over. We will too. We'll be right back with more.
The Big Finish sales event is on now at York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil. Choose from over 500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles today. This month only, lock in 0% financing and no payment for 90 days. New Jeep Cherokee as low as $229 per month. New Ram 1500, $359 per month. Or sell us your vehicle for top dollar. Unwrap the savings at YorkCDJRBrazil.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
For the things you treasure and the people you love. Brian Sponsler and Ben Rice for auto, home, and life.
Introducing Sonic's new Car Hop Classic with double the beef, double the cheese, and now double the choices. Try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or slinger with tots for just $2.99. Get them now, ending soon.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Well, normally at this time, we've had a couple baskets go in. Rose-Hulman is 1 for 9 from the floor, and Anderson 0 for 4.
Yeah, this is a very cold start. Rose-Hulman and Anderson. Obviously, that's going to change here over time. Ashley Black and Myra Randolph in the game for the Engineers. I think that's the subs for Anderson as well. We'll see you in a moment.
Black, who's gone off for over 20 points in a ball game, has that opportunity. Randolph, pump, drive, floater, got it in the lane, can't get it to go, rebound, and it's held ball, tied up. It'll still remain Rose-Hulman basketball.
I like the shot by Randolph. He's got a nice little opening, drove it, got this little free throw line jumper. Just couldn't quite get that one to go down. I think we got Carly Holly in the game for Anderson, I do believe, for the first time.
Outside is Randolph to Burnham. Bomb for three, puts it up, can't get it to go, and it's tipped out and picked up by Shipley. Shipley with the drive, she'll kick it back outside, and the three-point shot is up and good by Lexi Dellinger, her first basket of the game.
And that was good transition defense. You got Randolph guarding two, the pitch out to Dellinger. Randolph was right there in her mud. It was a good shot.
Randolph will feed outside to Burnham. Randolph again. Black had a chance. She'll give it back up. Hard drive, scoop shot, no good. And they're missing those layups. Again, Rose-Hulman having an opportunity, just couldn't get it done. And Anderson with the same opportunity, they threw it away.
And you see what Anderson wants to do. They want to get out and run. You like the fact that Schaefer ran straight down the middle of the court. The pass is a little bit too far for her to be able to grab. But she had just a half a step on the defender. I like the aggression there by Anderson offensively in the transition opportunity.
Nosa Igihan checks in for Rose-Hulman. Black with the basketball, pulls it out. Burnham. Feed inside to Igihan.
You got two on
Nosa back out to Randolph. And they'll set up. They're going to call a push in the low post.
I like that. Igihan got the two. Anderson came to try to get the jump ball and the hard double team. She was able to pitch it back out. Drew a foul. I'm looking at this matchup, Herb, and Jamie Baum. If you have to isolate her, do what you got to do to get her some shots early. She's got an advantage in most nights. I think she does right now.
Black with it out the outside. Randolph had that open look. They'll give it up. Igihan, she'll drive hard to the basket. She probably should have shot that one. Randolph pulls up. Open look for Black. Can't get it. Rebound comes out to Randolph. With the basketball is Black. And again, they'll rotate it around. Bomb with the drive. Puts it up. She can't get it. Ball's tipped out. Anderson with the basketball.
Live on it right now, in there.
Pallet, they'll kick it back out. Another three-point shot up and good.
Wow.
This time by Dellinger. And that's 2 steps outside the line. You're not used to seeing that in women's basketball.
And she knows she can shoot right over the top of Myra Randolph. She's not worried about getting her shot blocked.
Black looking outside. They'll give it to Burnham. Back to Randolph. Again, Black trying to direct the offense for Rose-Hulman. Burnham with the drive. Kick out. Open look for three for Randolph. She puts it up. She can't get it to go, and the rebound comes out. Loose ball. They're going to call a foul on Burnham.
I was trying to get the tie up so many times, and a little bit late on there. We're going to get a immediate timeout, I believe. Are we? No.
This is one of those days you don't want to be a cold shooting team.
No.
And for Rose-Hulman, they're just ice cold right now.
Getting some really good looks, Herb, if you look at some of the looks that they're getting. A couple of them forced, but a lot of good looks. They're just not able to knock anything down.
And rebounding, Walt, they've done a great job in just gaining possession of the basketball over and over again. Step back three. She got a good look and put it in.
What are you going to do with that? Young lady averaging 22 points a game, leads the conference in points, leads the conference in three-point percentage, leads the conference in multiple other categories, and what are you going to do?
With the drive, they're going to call the foul. Nosa is going hard.
Yeah, she is. And when you look at McKinley Taylor, she puts her palms up like, what? It wasn't her being called for the foul. It was, I think, Schaefer. But she said, what are you asking? What do you want us to do, Mr. Official? I mean, she tripped over her feet, which is, she might have a point there.
So Nosa will shoot 2 free throws. Gets the first one up and gets it at roll and gets it in. We want to thank our sponsors for this evening's ball game: Crane Credit Union, Goshen H&R Block, the Hamilton Center, Indiana Army National Guard, Lynn's Pharmacy, Mossy Oak Properties, Sponsler Insurance, as she misses the second one, and Anderson with the basketball. It's 9-3 is our score. 3 minutes left to go here in the first period. Kick to the outside. Again, you're going to have to put a hand in somebody's face with Dellinger. With the drive, puts it up and in, and a nice play that time by Allison Schaefer. It's 11-3. Anderson with the lead. Ashley Black was with the basketball. They'll give it up to Hine. Open look, shot up and good this time by Peyton Miller, the sophomore from Clovis, California, who entered the ball game. It's 11-5.
And that's a big shot right there by Miller on the short corner. Oh, boy.
Shots up, no good. Rebound to Miller.
Little push.
Rose-Hulman with the basketball. Hine, she'll set the offense for the Fighting Engineers. Open look, it's Miller. She probably should have shot that one, looking for a cutter. They'll give it out to Hine. Hine with the drive, puts it up, has it blocked right back. She'll put it up again and scores.
Good action right there on the defensive end by Anderson. Get the block, but Rowan Hine able to stay right with it, gets her own rebound and goes up. This is, once again, 2 trips in a row where Rose gets a bucket. Pretty big.
And both baskets for the young ladies from Clovis, California.
Yeah, how about that?
Rivals in high school and teammates here in college. With the basketball, they'll kick it outside. Shipley gives it out, and the shot is up and good by McKinley Taylor.
Yeah, McKinley Taylor, thought about it and ended up. I mean, if you're going to leave me that wide open, darn right, I'm going to shoot this ball.
7-point Anderson lead. Iggy Hahn back out, good ball reversal. O'Miller open in the side, can't get it. Rebound to Iggy Hahn. She'll put it up, can't get it. Rebound, fought for, picked up by Iggy Hahn. She'll put it up, doesn't get it. Rebound to Black, she puts it up, can't get it. Iggy Hahn with the follow.
Oh my goodness.
3 for a quarter, and they couldn't get it done. Opportunity outside, they have an open look, and it's blocked out of bounds. And a good hard one on that side. I can't believe they didn't call the foul as Schaefer went up.
Both ways, there are fouls on both ends of the floor. You could just see the frustration really mounting for some of these engineers. Anderson is really frustrating them. Rose is fighting so hard, but you look at the scoreboard, they're down 7. Anderson doing a great job hitting shots from the outside when they have their looks.
There's some defense. Hines got her all bottled up. On the outside is Shipley. She'll drive. She'll put a floater up. Got it up and in.
Yeah.
Jade Shipley, the junior from Westfield, Indiana. And it's 16-7, and we're right at 30 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Cross court. They'll give it to Black. She'll drive the baseline. Puts a shot up in the corner. Got it up and in.
All right.
Ashley Black with the score. It's 16-9. Anderson will hold this one towards the last part of the clock and see if they can get a shot up. With it outside is Dellinger. She'll feed inside, stolen away. With it, kicked up, half-court shot by Hines. She won't get it, but we'll go to the end of the first period. It's 16-9. Anderson with the lead.
At Indiana Land and Lifestyle, we go to great depths to list and sell your property. If your agent isn't willing to go to these depths,
6 acres with bass,
to list and sell your property, don't you think that's a little fishy?
And there's fish everywhere. Oh! And snapping turtles!
For all your Indiana land needs, check us out at indianalandandlifestyle.com.
Oh, that's gross.
If somebody's kind of on the fence of going into a recruiting office or just reaching out to a recruiter, I would absolutely encourage it, if anything, just for the information.
We have a lot of enlistment bonuses out there right now, upwards to about $20,000. If you're in college or you plan to be to college, this is a great choice for you, because our organization, we look for students who want to go to college. We also have educational benefits where we pay up to 100% of tuition.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And welcome back to Holbert Arena on the campus of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. And our score at the end of the first period, 16-9. I want to thank Sonic Drive-In, Union Health, and York Automotive for their sponsorship. York Automotive is our transportation specialist, and they have 5 locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield.
If you come to the Holbert Arena right now and you see a big old black Chevy Suburban sitting out front, don't touch that. That's our ride. That's us. Hey, don't hate. That's us.
It's just the way it works. They're
York
nice
Automotive hooks us up every time, man. That Suburban is sweet, too.
Cross court, they'll give it up. And again, Dellinger trying to find a way to score, and she usually can. Kicked outside. With it is Shipley. She'll drive the lane, put the shot up, can't get it. Rebound comes out to Burnham for Rose-Hulman. Hind with the basketball will set the offense. Rowan, the sophomore transfer from Clovis, California, puts that shot up and in.
We're seeing a very prolonged break for Jamie Baum right now, and I thought we'd see her at the beginning of the second quarter. We'll see, we'll see her at some point, but getting a prolonged rest for the moment.
Feed down to Schaefer. She'll put the shot up. No good. A rebound comes out. And a good block out that time by Jordan Barlow.
See if we can get Barlow a touch.
Inside look. Nice pass. And the assist to Hind. The basket goes to Kaylin Jester, the junior from New Brighton, Minnesota.
You know, I saw a clip of Matthew Stafford throwing Cooper Cup open in the fourth quarter. That's exactly what happened right there. Rowan Hind saw where the cutter was coming from, where she was going to be, and threw it to the spot, not through the body. And so the great ones, the ones with the vision, like Rowan Hind, she has that ability to do that. She's going to be so fun watching her the rest of this year and the rest of her career at Rose-Hulman.
Shot was up by Dellinger, was nothing and went out of bounds. 16-13 is our score. Anderson with the lead.
Oh,
Burnham traveled with it. Tippy-toed.
You got to set those puppies. That's one of those turnovers that is not forced by the defense. This is one of those mental mistakes. Those are the ones that Rose Hulman, not necessarily Rose Burnham, but her too. Rose-Hulman has got to stay away from those turnovers. And that foul right there, number 2 on Hind.
And a smart move by Dellinger.
Yeah.
Because Dellinger, she understands how to play.
She does. A very heady senior. If you see Hind going to the bench, he'll be there for a while. But Dellinger, a senior, just a very smart player, very cerebral player, knows how to get open, knows how to use her spacing, knows how to play against a bigger defender. Man, she's just tough to play.
Baum is the one that drew Dellinger this time. Shots up and blocked by Burnham. Jester with the rebound. Lead pass gives it up. And Wilson on the receiving end with the basket. It's a 1-point Anderson lead at 16-15.
Now you see all these starters spend a little time on the bench, now came back with a little bit more renewed spirit. Something was said over there with Coach Primo and maybe got their attention, or the fact that they sat on the bench for a while.
Ball loose outside. Dellinger with it, trying to work on Baum. Drives, kick it out. Yeah. They're going to call the foul.
You remember a couple of games ago I was talking about Nola Wilson and the fact that she breaks down? That exactly was what I'm talking about. She gambles. Sometimes you get called for that foul. Most times she does not. This time she does.
And again, that's better to go against Wilson right now than it is against Jamie Baum.
And that's her game. She got quick hands. Most times that's a steal.
Kick outside, open look for 3. Shots up and no good this time by Bryn Beard. The freshman from Walbridge, Ohio, entered the ball game. Looked inside, had the ball kicked out of bounds, and Rose-Hulman will retain possession of the basketball.
And we're seeing Rose-Hulman play with a little bit more pace. They tried to advance the ball in transition this time. Once again, get down to the block. They were looking for a cutter on the block. That was going to be Burnham. Ball was kicked.
Outside to Burnham, into Jester. Now they're going to feed down low.
There we go.
Shots up and good. Could have called the foul on that one as well, as Barlow with a nice drop step gives Rose-Hulman the lead. It's 17-16. Outside, three-point shot up and no good. Rebound comes out, and that's a good contest by Wilson. She was right in her face.
Great contest, and I thought that steal was going to go in off the bounce. It bounced so softly.
Burnham puts the shot up. She was open, couldn't get it to fall. It's a 1-point Rose-Hulman lead.
Who's got ball?
Anderson with the basketball. Pushing it up is Beard. Kicked it out to Shipley, and she traveled to the basketball.
Boy, it's so dangerous because when you look at Anderson, they have, so many young ladies that can throw it up from distance, so it makes the defense come out and guard. It gives you those driving angles. They're a tough team to play, and this is the type of team that really calls Rose-Hulman fits in a lot of cases.
Well, Rose-Hulman has overcome a 10-point deficit, and now they find themselves with that 1-point lead. Feed to Jester in a low post. Had a chance to drop it. She couldn't get it down inside. Feed. Here comes Burnham. Open as Jester in the corner for three. Puts the shot up. Can't get it to go, and the rebound comes out to Taylor.
It's an excellent look. Taylor doing a good job with the boards for Anderson.
Drive, kick out. Taylor open for three. She uses a crossover move and puts it back outside. 3-point shot up. No good. Rebound to Jester.
That's a dodge the bullet right there.
Outside, feed inside to Barlow.
Take it out.
Barlow looking for the wraparound. Can't find anybody. Tosses it out. Luckily, Rose-Hulman with the basketball. Open to Wilson. She'll drive. Kicks out. Burnham with the shot underneath. It's blocked, and Rose-Hulman will have the basketball.
That was good action there. Good movement. Came inside, outside multiple times. Went from one side of the court to the other. So Anderson defense had to rotate and switch. Did a good job with the block on the end to keep Burnham from getting those 2 points.
Triggering the ball inbounds, they'll give it to Baum. Baum outside to Wilson. Stuttered, went outside, puts the shot up in the lane, and got the roll.
Going to let him play here tonight. Going to get away with some contact both ways. So the referees, you see how they're calling the game. They're going to let the contact go. A little incident of contact. It's not going to get called today.
And you
what
said
did I just say? What did I just say? Me and my big mouth. But I will say that when you get by your defender and then there's the nudge, that one usually is going to get called. You're going to get a reach there.
19-16, Rose-Hulman with the lead. 5:33 left to go here in the second period. Nice drive. Blocked, and they're going to call a foul.
Well, when you bring your arms down, you're going to get that call a lot of time. Obviously she got all of the ball, but also did get some of the body. Might have hit Dellinger on the head, I do believe, as well, when you came down a little bit. So those are those fouls a lot of times you're going to pick up, even though you do get all the ball.
Lexi Dellinger at the line. Folks, we want to thank Crane Credit Union, Goshen H&R Block, the Hamilton Center, Indiana Army National Guard, Lynn's Pharmacy, Mossy Oak Properties, Sponsler Insurance, Sonic Drive-In, Union Health, and York Automotive, all sponsors for this evening's ball game here at Rose-Hulman. Jamie Baum with the drive. She looks outside, kicks it up. Here comes Ashley Black with the shot right at the elbow, and she cans it. It's 21-18, a 3-point Rose-Hulman lead. Outside is Beard. She'll give it back out, and who else but Dellinger? They'll kick it out to Shipley. Back to Beard. On the drive, looking outside. They'll give it to Pallett. Now to Dellinger. Everybody steps out on Dellinger. Nice step back. A 2-point shot. Can't get it to go, and the rebound comes out to Barlow. Lead pass. They get it up to Black in the low post. She'll feed herself down in there. Uses the backboard wisely and puts it in.
There's nothing Cassie Pallett can do at 5'3". Ashley Black had the size advantage and went to work.
Dellinger using that screen by Shipley. Shipley with the basketball now. Looks, crossover, has an open look for three. She'll take the shot, puts it up, can't get it to go. Tipped around, they're going to call the over-the-back call.
On who? They get Rose on that?
They did. They called Rose Burnham on the foul.
Oh, my.
And
wow.
And with that, we have a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 23-18, Rose-Hulman with the lead.
Wherever life takes you, whatever stage, anything that you need, no matter the season, getting there together. We are ready when you are. Crane cares.
In Searcy, Arkansas, a young man says I love you for the first time, but his girlfriend doesn't quite hear. In Franklin, Tennessee, a boy encounters his first pickle. And in Kyle, Texas, after a mission for tots, cousins realize they're a long way from Kyle, Texas. One day, many people, millions of orders. This is Howie Sonic.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Welcome back to Holbert Arena. Rose-Hulman with a 23-18 lead. Foul situation for Rose-Hulman, and I guess that's the only issue that they're going to have to kind of look at with some personal fouls being called here in this second period. And those personal fouls are starting to mount up. 2 for Rowan Hine in this one, as well as 2 for Rose Burnham, as getting called on that blockout foul in this situation.
And both of them presumably would be sitting for the rest of the half, and that, unless things go haywire. And you look at Anderson hasn't been called for a foul yet this quarter. I'm sure the coach Prevost mentioned that during the dead ball timeout.
Feed down inside. They looked for Barlow, couldn't get it. Wilson outside to Baum, behind the back, in the corner, puts the shot up and in. Jamie Baum with another 2 points. It's 25-19. Anderson with a basketball. Again, they'll kick it back outside, and around the horn it goes. With it was Pallett. They'll kick it out to Beard, back to Pallett, and then the shot is up and no good by McKinley Taylor, and the rebound comes out to Jamie Baum.
It's a decent ball movement right there for Anderson. Just missed the shot. That's a good look. Shot just didn't go down.
Ashley Black, they'll feed Barlow down in the low post, diagonal pass.
Yes, sir.
Good one, and got a wide open shot, can't get it to go. One goes over the top, but that's exactly what they need.
I like that shot from her every day of the week. Peyton Miller can knock that shot down. A lot of times she finds herself open. Ball rotated, went cross court from the block to the outside wing. I want her shooting that shot 10 times out of 10.
And it was right on time. It was where it needed to be. It just went over the top of the backboard. Good rebounding position for Rose-Hulman on that one as well. Ball fed outside to Shipley. Shipley off the screen. She'll drive. She'll fling it up there. Can't get it to go, and a rebound comes out to Miller.
Anderson gone a little bit cold right now. Rose needs to try to extend this lead going into the halftime break.
Bomb to Miller. She's open.
I want to shoot that shot.
She thought about it, just thought a little too much.
Yeah.
Bomb, pump. She'll kick it in the corner to Miller. Miller hit one of those early in the ball game to kind of take care of it. And they're going to call an offensive foul.
Did they get Barlow, or who'd they get?
34.
There's no 34 on the floor.
There's no 34 on the court. Hold on. It's on Black. He called the wrong, he pointed the wrong direction.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so it's on Anderson. 34 is Allison Schaefer. Made the right call, pointed the wrong way. It makes him look crazy, but he made the right call because they were trying to establish post position, and right away Schaefer came across and slammed Barlow out of the middle of the lane.
And he just said, my bad. He pointed, he said, it's my fault.
Looking inside, Bomb open, didn't pull the trigger. Miller is open. She'll take the three-point shot.
Yes, sir.
And boom!
Every time
she hits that one.
Every time I want her shooting that shot.
And 9-point lead for the Fighting Engineers. Outside, Shipley will set the offense for the Ravens. Taylor. Feed, open look is Ashley Schaefer. She can't get it, and the rebound comes out to Jamie Baum.
Boy, I tell you, that was excellent action right there for Anderson. Just got to knock down those shots.
Black kicks it out to Miller. Open for Jamie Baum. She pounds that three in, and Rose-Hulman with a 12-point lead. Timeouts called by Anderson. We'll take one as well. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
It's tax time. You need a professional with decades of experience. You need Goshen H&R Block. Nothing is more important than getting your taxes done quickly and correctly, up close and personal, by people you know and trust. This year, get answers to all your questions and your taxes done right by Goshen H&R Block.
This is Sue Goshen from your locally owned H&R Block in Brazil. Walk in, make an appointment, or drop off your documents, and we'll tackle your taxes while you're away.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And welcome back to Rose-Hulman. 2:05 left to go here in the first half, and Rose-Hulman is on fire here in the second quarter.
They really are, and when you look at the fact that Rose is able to not only get the ball to drop, but also hit some three-pointers, hit a couple of three-point shots in a row, and starting to play great defense. And Anderson is missing some shots. That last action they had, the little high screen, wide open, they'll knock that down. So Rose is benefiting from Anderson just flat out missing some shots right now.
Outside again, Anderson moving that basketball around the outside edge, trying to get open. Look, Shipley has it tipped away. Nola Wilson with the steal. She has an easy layup, but she can put it in. She can't get it in. Just a little too hard.
There. Yeah.
With it, Dellinger drives the lane, puts the runner up, gets it to go.
That's a big 4-point swing. Webster got into the game. And sometimes the ball will find you. It's like you come in baseball and you're the substitute. The ball's hit right at you. But she'll make that layup next time.
Outside is Miller, looking inside to Barlow. Still can't get it fed inside. Now they do. Barlow in the corner, puts a shot up, can't get it to go. Tipped around, and a rebound comes out to McKinley Taylor. Feed down inside, stolen away. Nice play by Randolph. 1-on-3. Yeah. Thinks better. She'll hold it up outside. Hopefully doesn't get it stolen away. Randolph feed down inside. Looking again is Miller. Outside to Randolph. Feed down, and that's a bad pass. Just gets it stolen away. And here comes Dellinger with the drive. She'll put it up. And they get the foul called on Jamie Baum.
I don't know if that was on Baum or Randolph. That I totally disagree with that. If you're going to say it's on Randolph, okay. But Baum did not touch it with the body. She kind of had the arms. She didn't swat down. I don't agree with that. Now, on the other possession for Rose-Hulman, that was ragged. That was a very, there's some possessions you can tell this is going to end in a horrible shot or a turnover, and that was one of those possessions.
Yeah.
You got to eliminate those.
The reversal on that play was open. They just had to throw it to the other wing and have a shot opportunity. Dellinger hits another one.
Now you got to close. You got an 8-point lead. Try to extend this to a double-digit lead going into the break and get a stop.
31-23, Rose-Hulman with the lead. Outside, open look is Miller in the corner. She puts a shot up and in.
Peyton
Miller with 2. And Rose-Hulman leads by 10. Shots up and good. That's a hustle play all the way down by Shipley. But it gives Rose-Hulman the shot at the end of the quarter.
What an answer by Anderson right there to get that quick bucket in transition.
8-point lead. Shots up, no good. Rebound comes out to Anderson. Don't foul on the way down. Everybody's talking about it, and they're not going to call the foul with it. That's the end of the first half. Rose-Hulman leads Anderson 33-25. We'll return for more in our halftime show here on Indiana Sports Network.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021, Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
Home. It can be the family farm, a small town, or a busy city. But wherever you call home, we are where you are. Ready to serve you and your family with compassionate health care of the highest quality. Serving the Wabash Valley since 1892. Union Health. Healthier together.
It's time for the halftime report on the Indiana Sports Network. You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And welcome back to Terre Haute, Indiana. It's just an interesting way this ball game's come out with the flow.
Yeah.
First, Rose-Hulman is missing almost every shot in the first quarter. And then the second quarter, they really went after it, and their field goal percentage was extremely good in the second quarter. They shot 61% from the floor in the second quarter. First quarter shooting percentage, 16%.
It's not a palindrome, though. So,
yeah.
61 and 16. It just can't, be any more hot and cold than that, can you?
Okay, I've never heard palindrome in a basketball statistics commentary.
I'm trying
That's
to bring
a
out
good
the
one,
vocabulary.
You got to like that one. 33-25 is their score, an 8-point lead for Rose-Hulman. Anderson, though, when we look at players, I don't know if we've seen anybody play any better than Lexi Dellinger.
I don't know that we have. And when you look at the body of work, Lexi Dellinger, the senior, do everything. And I'm not saying do everything because she does literally everything for her team. But there's nothing that she can't do, especially on the offensive end. And leads the conference in scoring, leads the conference in three-point shooting, leads the conference in free throw shooting. Leads the conference in top of the conference in steals and up there in rebounds. I mean, this is a young lady that flat out can do everything that you want her to do, and the feel that she has for the game of basketball, the intrinsics, you absolutely love that. And so when you think about some players that have done that, of course, for Hanover, the freshman Heath, she had her coming out party against us. You think about Transylvania. I can't remember her name, and I don't want to mispronounce it, but they have a shorter point guard that just gave us fits. And so, there have been a few young ladies that have really played well against Rose, but Dellinger is right up there amongst those. And, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not going to be sad that I won't see her again at the Holman Arena unless she's coming to check out a game. She has been a terror for Rose-Hulman, and I say that affectionately. This young lady is a really fun person to watch play basketball, and the fans for Anderson have really been treated. There's some great basketball play by her, and not only just her, but we're talking about her right now, giving her flowers. She's been a treat, and boy, she's just willed her team into contention here in that first quarter, second quarter. Rose-Hulman started playing better, but you still got 20 more minutes to try to defend that young lady. That's really tough to do.
Dellinger is a senior. She's 5 feet 5 inches tall. She's listed that, and I don't know if she's 5'5".
Yeah, I don't know.
But she's from Bern, Indiana, and I don't get. Again, I'm not going to say which high school because they don't have that one listed on this one.
South Adams,
I'm assuming South Adams, but it could also be Adams Central, depending on where you are in the school districts between those two. But the young lady can play, and she's a super good competitor. Haven't seen anything out of the way, and honestly, that's one of the best performances for a half we've seen all year. Again, score 33-25, and if you're looking scoring-wise, Dellinger with 15 points, and Anderson has 25. So, two-thirds of the points, she has them. 3 points for Taylor, 2 for Schaefer, Shipley with 4, Beard with 1. And that's the scoring for Anderson. For Rose-Hulman scoring here in the first half, and Rose-Hulman has played 11 players, and 2 have not scored. Everybody else has scored in the ball game. Miller off the bench with 7, and Peyton has 7 points, and with that, she shot the ball very well. 6 for Ashley Black, 5 for Jamie Baum, 4 each for Rowan Hine and Nola Wilson, 2 for Jordan Barlow, 2 for Rose Burnham, 2 for Caitlin Jester, and 1 for Nosa Igihan. Excuse me.
Well,
I got one of those going.
Look at the way this first half has gone. A tale of 2 quarters. Rose-Hulman up 8 at the break. We'll step aside for a commercial break here on our halftime show. Come back with more. You're watching Rose-Hulman basketball on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by Indiana Army National Guard.
Sonic's $2.99 Car Hop Classic. A juicy quarter-pound double cheeseburger or a flavorful signature slinger with golden brown crispy tots. A deal so nice, you should order it twice, because it's only $2.99. Hurry in for a Car Hop Classic, ending soon.
The Big Finish sales event is on now at York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil. Choose from over 500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles today. This month only, lock in 0% financing and no payment for 90 days. New Jeep Cherokee as low as $229 per month. New Ram 1500, $359 per month. Or sell us your vehicle for top dollar. Unwrap the savings at YorkCDJRBrazil.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
For the things you treasure and the people you love. Brian Sponsler and Ben Rice for Auto, Home, and Life.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You are watching HCAC Women's Basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome back to Rose-Hulman. Again, 33-25, Rose-Hulman with the lead. Biggest discrepancy in all the statistics is rebounding. Rose-Hulman is dominating the boards at 28 rebounds compared to 17. And on the offensive end, Rose-Hulman has 11 offensive rebounds, which has led to some points, but more importantly, just given that second opportunity. The shooting percentages are very similar at 35 and 32 for each one of these teams. And with those extra rebounds, Rose-Hulman has the score and is led by as many as, 12 points, I believe, in this one. And they have the opportunity to really play well. Again, first quarter, it was not Rose-Hulman playing well as far as shooting. They did a lot of other things well. But the second period, 61% from the floor. I don't know if we've seen them play that well in one quarter as what we did tonight.
You know, looking at 24 points in a quarter, you know, to compare it with, I believe it was like 9 for Anderson. When you look at the offensive rebounds, you know, the 11-1, and then the field goal percentage, those go hand in hand. Rose getting multiple shots, but not able to catch them in. And that's what I would imagine Coach Prevost is going to talk about, converting a lot of close-range shots in the first quarter. The first possession of the game for Rose-Hulman, they went 0 for 5. They got 4 offensive rebounds, had 5 attempts, ended up with 0 points. They did score the first points of the game. Rose Burnham hit a shot, and we're thinking, okay, that was on, I think, the second or third possession. And then the next thing you know, Anderson is up like 9-2 because they can hit a few 3-point shots. And we're like, man, all of that energy that we spent, had all those shots at the basket, finally scored a bucket, and then a couple minutes later we're down 7 points, 9-2 in a blink of an eye. And so Rose-Hulman had a lot of opportunities. They did not convert in the first half. I would think that Coach Prevost is going to talk about that, that, hey, when you got those opportunities at the rim, you have to cash in. This lead should be more like 18 as opposed to 8. And when you look at the number of opportunities that Rose-Hulman has been afforded, or not, I shouldn't say been afforded like it was given to them, but they took. The other thing that I would look at her, and I'm really hesitant to mention it because I don't want to jinx anything. Rose-Hulman only 2 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah.
You'll take that every day of the week. Anderson committing 8, which is probably 4 or 5 higher than you would really like to see. Or excuse me, 2 or 3 higher than you really like to see in a half. You know, 12 to 14 turnovers, you can kind of live with that. Once you get north of 15, you start to kind of get a little nervous. Once you hedge around 20, you're like, uh-oh, we're in a little trouble. Rose-Hulman in a lot of games has been around that 20 mark.
Yeah.
Today, 2 in the first half. I don't want to say they're trending to 4. If they do, I'll be ecstatic if they end up with only 4 turnovers. I think Coach Prevost would as well. But they've taken care of the basketball for the first 20 minutes. Now they have to replicate that and do it again. That's the good thing. After 20 minutes, you got an 8-point lead. Now you got to do it again. So game not over, a lot of game left, and you see that Anderson can strike quickly.
We also mentioned that Peyton Moore, the second leading scorer for Anderson, has not played.
Yeah.
We believe that she's in a boot. That's kind of who we're picturing is in a boot over there on her foot, and hopefully she can make it back for the tournament play.
Yes.
But that's what happens at this point of the season. You don't know everybody that's going to be available from certain times, from everything from COVID, restrictions on those kinds of things, or maybe it's an injury, and for her, hopefully that she'll be able to make it back and do things, and Anderson will be able to compete here in the conference tournament at the end of the week.
And looking for Rose-Hulman, Allie Folt hasn't played since February the 5th, so she's missed the last few games. She's in uniform tonight, probably not going to play. Hopefully we can get her back soon as well.
And Allie has had a tremendous impact when she plays. She is one of those dominating players on the inside, and it's really given Rose-Hulman a spurt. We'll pause for a brief moment. We'll be right back with the start of the second half. Again, you're watching Rose-Hulman basketball on Indiana Sports Network.
If I crave something, I have to have it. Well, so what are you craving? Like, what do you crave?
Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle.
I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there. Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
Here at Mossy Oak Properties, Indiana Land and Lifestyle, we know dirt. Last year, this piece of property produced 50 acres of beans. It's a little low on nitrogen, and the pH is 6.8.
Oh, and they also had cattle on here.
When it comes to knowing your ground, isn't it important to have a realtor who does as well?
And that's no bull.
For all your Indiana land needs, check us out at indianalandandlifestyle.com. We are your Indiana land specialist.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And welcome back to Rose-Hulman. As the clock is winding down, we're getting ready for this one in the second half of the third period upcoming here for both these women's basketball teams. 33-25 is our score. I want to thank the Crane Credit Union, Goshen H&R Block, the Hamilton Center, Indiana Army National Guard, Lynn's Pharmacy, Mossy Oak Properties, Sponsler Insurance, Sonic Drive-In, Union Health, and York Automotive. Again, our sponsors for this evening's ball game. Rose-Hulman with the basketball will start the third period. 10 minutes on the clock, and Burnham will inbound the basketball.
Quick note, over at Anderson, the men, Rose-Hulman at halftime up 32-19 over Anderson. Anderson, 17 first half turnovers.
Cross, they'll give it up to Wilson. Almost stolen away. Hine, open look for Wilson for three. She puts it up and doesn't get it. Rebound to Barlow. She follows.
Jordan Barlow has been a load. That's her 7th rebound here tonight. She has been very tough for Anderson to match up with underneath the basket.
Good ball movement again for Anderson. They'll kick it outside and around the horn as it goes to Taylor. Taylor with the drive down low, scoop shot, puts it up, rebound, comes out, and it's Barlow.
Barlow again.
Bomb with the drive in the corner. She'll pull it back out. Cross court, gives it up to Wilson. Wilson in the corner to Barlow, to Hine. Burnham.
Got ready to take that.
Looks to do business on the inside. Ball's loose. It's still loose, and we're going to call
a foul. Did he call a foul on Anderson?
Foul is on Shipley. They said Jade caught her with the arm, and Rose-Hulman will end up with the basketball.
I think that's a tough call.
Outside, it's Wilson looking for that crosser. Gives it up. Open look for Baum. 3 points, Jamie Baum.
Jamie Baum, such a capable scorer, and when she has the ball in shooting position, she's dangerous.
Shipley answers with a 3.
And how quick was that response? You met her at the end of the first half. The response that was quick in the last 20 seconds in the first half, and now here we are scoring in 5 seconds after Rose 3.
Hine inside. They had Barlow down low. She'll take it down to the basket, puts it up and in, and is fouled. She'll go to the line.
Boy, Rose Burnham there with a great little scoring move as the ball was tipped. Had to get off her spot, go get it, and go score, and have a chance for a 3-point play. Rose going to have to keep scoring. Rose-Hulman going to have to keep scoring. Anderson, you feel a little spurt from them coming if you kind of watch this play out.
And Burnham hits the free throw. She's a junior from South Riding, Virginia. And it's 41-28, Rose-Hulman with the lead. On the outside again with that drive. Inside and it's stuffed. And that's a really good play, and she kind of wanted that foul call. She was asking for it and didn't get the foul call as multiple Rose-Hulman players were in on that one.
She spun back right into that double team of Rose Burnham.
Barlow looking for the cross, gives it up. It's Burnham, 15-footer.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Rose Burnham.
In rhythm. Those are the shots that Rose-Hulman has got to take. Doesn't matter who it is. In rhythm, take the low 17-footer if you got it off the pick and pop.
43-28, Rose-Hulman with the lead. Cross court, open look, and making her pull it down was Barlow. Offensive foul and taken by Rowan Hine.
She was parked outside of the restricted circle. She was there in time, and Dellinger tried to probe into the paint. Going to lead us to a timeout.
Wherever life takes you, whatever stage, anything that you need, no matter the season, getting there together. We are ready when you are. Crane cares.
In Searcy, Arkansas, a young man says I love you for the first time, but his girlfriend doesn't quite hear. In Franklin, Tennessee, a boy encounters his first pickle. And in Kyle, Texas, after a mission for tots, cousins realize they're a long way from Kyle, Texas. One day, many people, millions of orders. This is Howie Sonic.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard. It's
Rose-Hulman with the lead, 43-28. And again, just an opportunity for Rose-Hulman to do some damage on the offensive end. But really where the damage has taken place is defensively, drawing a charge with a block, and they've not allowed Lexi Dellinger to have an open look here in the second half.
They really haven't, and that last opportunity, Dellinger, like I said, spun right into the double team. She didn't see that Rose Burnham was there waiting on her. End up causing the foul.
Bomb outside to Barlow. Cross court, just got it over to Nola Wilson. In the corner, open is Burnham with the drive, hard. She bounced past it instead of getting it to her, and then turnover.
Yeah.
There's your first turnover of the second half for Rose-Hulman. Pallett with the basketball, let it up to Lexi Dellinger. Puts a shot up, no good. A rebound to Wilson. She chases that one down. Nola with the basketball, looking to work off of a screen, and she doesn't have one. They're really trying to force her to her right side. Now they'll get it up to Burnham. Burnham, right at the top of the key, gives it up. Bomb in the lane, puts a shot up. Short. Burnham with a huge rush, doesn't get it, and the rebound comes out to Taylor. Shipley pushing the basketball up the floor. They'll kick it back outside and do so to Dellinger. On the side is Taylor for three, puts a shot up, can't get it to go. Chased down by Jamie Baum and saved that one.
Good effort by Jamie Baum to range way off of her spot to get that defensive rebound there, as Anderson was going to get another crack at it.
15-point lead for Rose-Hulman. Burnham with the basketball, feeds down inside, has it kicked. That's really not going to be a good pass anyhow.
Yeah, it was going to be tough. There were three Ravens right there. They were looking for the duck in, the Barlow on the block. Not a great angle. She was going to go kind of right down the lane. Boy, that's a tough pass.
Burnham to Wilson. Looking. Hine with it outside. Three-point shot. Can't get it. A rebound comes out. Another rebound for Taylor. She's done a nice job on the inside for the Anderson Ravens. Dellinger. Outside to Shipley. Crossover. She finds herself open in the lane, but she'll force it down there. Kick back outside. Dellinger's forced to drive. She'll put the floater up. Gets it up, and they said she's hit in the head.
Yeah, she was.
And she'll go to the line to shoot two.
You know, it all starts. Dellinger gets the ball and gives a quick up fake. And then the freshman reacts, gets her on her hip, gets her from behind, then you're just chasing the rest of the way, hoping to get a block, but you know you're most likely going to get either a bucket, a foul, or an and one. And so luckily this time she's got to earn it from the free throw line, which she probably will.
Kaylin Jester into the ball game along with Ashley Black. Black and with 7 points. Jester with the opportunity to play in the first half as well. Picked up some playing time.
Dellinger leads the conference in free throw shooting at 88.3 coming into this game. Don't want to foul her in close game situations, do you?
Burnham to Jester. They're going to feed down low. Barlow puts it up. They don't get the foul call.
Got to go stronger than that. Can't expect the foul call. Go strong, get your bucket.
Kick outside. Three-point shot is up and no good. A rebound comes out to Rose Burnham. Hine pushing the basketball up the floor. Crosses over, pulls out. Open look. Rose Burnham can't get it to go. Rebound comes out. And Shipley with a nice block out. 3-on-2 break. She'll put it up. Has it blocked by Black. Saved. Hine with the basketball. And we're in full court mode now for Rose-Hulman. Pump fake. She'll kick it back out. Black. And she traveled with it.
Yeah, you can see that coming a mile away. And she kind of indecisive there.
And a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well.
It's tax time. You need a professional with decades of experience. You need Goshen H&R Block. Nothing is more important than getting your taxes done quickly and correctly, up close and personal, by people you know and trust. This year, get answers to all your questions and your taxes done right by Goshen H&R Block.
This is Sue Goshen from your locally owned H&R Block in Brazil. Walk in, make an appointment, or drop off your documents, and we'll tackle your taxes while you're away.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021,
Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
43-30. Rose-Hulman with the lead over Anderson, and that turnover will give the basketball to the Ravens. substitutions in for this one as Miller checks back into the ball game for Rose-Hulman.
Boy, she had a fantastic first half for Rose-Hulman. Is off the bench, getting about 7 points and playing some really good basketball. Well, we've got a matchup now. Oh boy, this is not a good matchup here. Are we going zone? Yeah, we're going zone. Okay.
Outside, and again, here comes Shipley. She'll kick it out. 3-point shot is up and no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds by Anderson. Rose-Hulman with the basketball.
You know, I was talking to somebody just the other day, and I said, Coach Prevo's mixing up some zone now. And they're like, what? And so it's kind of refreshing to see him mix it up a little bit.
It's more of a matchup, so he still uses the man principles on it. With the screen up top, they're going to call Shipley on the foul. And
I like Shipley trying to fight through that because it wasn't a very good – well, it was a good screen. I thought Rowan Hine left too much space. You got to boom. You got to rub shoulders. If you watch the Coach Prevo practice, he preaches that. Rubbing off that shoulder so you don't leave any space so the defender can't squeeze through there.
And into the ball game again as Taylor for Anderson. We're going to see what they're looking at. I don't know if it's shot clock or what they're discussing. And the shot clock's a nice thing for college basketball, but boy, there's a lot of issues with it at every level. Doesn't matter which one. Black with the basketball to Miller. Back outside to Jester. Caitlin will look at it. They'll give an open look for Miller for three. Puts the shot up, doesn't get anything.
That's okay.
It's a good shot.
You have to take that shot. I don't know how she's still getting open looks like that, but you have to take that shot. Maybe they're just going to play the percentages.
43-30, a 13-point lead. Anderson with the basketball. They'll give it up. And outside to Dellinger. Now to Shipley. Back to Dellinger. Long three, and she nails it.
And that's the problem with that zone because Lexi Dellinger is the automatic zone buster. She'll shoot from deep like that.
Leads back down to 10. It's been as high as 15. Hine to Miller. Miller had that opportunity, and she'll just pull it back down. Ashley Black looking in. Miller open again. Takes the three-point shot. Can't get it. Rebound to Dellinger. Trying to drive, and they'll get the foul called. This one will go against Ashley Black. And that's not bad. It's not foul trouble in this third period. There's 3:06 left to go in the third. 4 team fouls for the Ravens and only 2 right now for the Engineers. Feed outside. Here's Dellinger. Jester causes her problems because she's so much taller. Shipley puts the shot up. Can't get it to go. Hine with the rebound. Rowan Hine, she'll turn the corner, puts the drive up and can't get it. Rebound, fought for, put it up and almost got it was Miller. That's a good hustle move as Miller followed her down the lane and picked up that rebound.
You know what? I like the spark that I'm seeing out of Miller tonight, and I don't know, and this is not I'm not saying this to knock her. I don't know that I've seen a spark out of her as far as an intensity, like a aggression,
almost
with
emotion.
regularity.
It's not emotion in her face. It's like the emotion of her body.
I just saw it right there.
Yeah.
I just saw it right there. I just saw some emotion out of her. I really like that.
So Miller will step to the line. She'll shoot 2. A 10-point lead for Rose-Hulman. She can't get the first one. Oh, she does. Oh my goodness. I should say that every time somebody shoots one. Because that thing rolled around, took every part of the rim. 2:46 left to go in the third period. And again, we want to thank our sponsors, Crane Credit Union H&R Block, for Goshen H&R Block at the Hamilton Center, Indiana Army National Guard, and Lynn's Pharmacy. 2 free throws are in, and it's a 12-point lead for Rose-Hulman.
Miller up to 9 points on the evening.
Feed and Nosa Igihan is into the ball game, and you'll see the ability to alter shots for Nosa. And they're going to call that should be an offensive foul.
Well, they got Nosa with the elbow before the swim move, which I have to admit, I did see that. She got a little bit of an elbow. It was a high elbow. She didn't swing it, but there was contact, so I can see what you call that foul.
Third team foul for Rose-Hulman. We're not in the bonus yet. Other way you are. So if Anderson calls one, it'll be the bonus. They're giving it inside, trying to work the
Good
inside
screen.
game. Dellinger for three. She'll put it up. It doesn't hit anything.
And she's frustrated right now. You can see her with her hands gyrating. That was a great screen right there to give her some space. She'll knock down the next one. She'll knock down a plenty of them. But that was the air ball, and she's frustrated about it.
12-point Rose-Hulman lead. Hine off the double screen, pulls up, can't get it to go. Rebound, fought for by Ashley Black. A held ball. Possession arrow favors Anderson.
You know, I love the double high screen. I don't know in previous years. I don't remember seeing that, to be honest with you. The double high screen is an immediate shot, 17-footer if we want it. If you could probe for other things, we've run that for Hine and for Baum. So I like that wrinkle.
Pallett sets up Dellinger again, using that screen up top. But the difference is, and if you're looking for Rose-Hulman, Jester is a lot taller. So Jester causes problems on the shot. Rebound to Anderson again. With the drive, scoop shot, can't get it to go. Again was Pallett.
And that was just Hine staying right with her, making her adjust her shot arc.
Excuse me, it was Shipley that put that one up. Black with the basketball, gave it up to Hine. Hine looking, open look for Miller from 15, puts it up and got the roll.
That's what I'm talking about. Great action right there, little simple pick and roll right there. Peyton Miller now 11 points in the ball game. Her career high now being achieved tonight with points 10 and 11.
Outside again and not stepping up, and interesting was Hine. They gave an open look and falling short on the shot was Dellinger. Feed inside to Black and a nice assist by Rowan Hine as she pushed it up the floor. It's 49-33, largest lead of the ball game for Rose-Hulman.
If it wasn't the end of the quarter, that would have led to a timeout. We'll see what Anderson can do here to close out this quarter.
And when you're saying this, they may not last until right at the end. Rose-Hulman may get a shot at this one at the buzzer. Shots up, ball's tipped, rebound comes out. It's Iggy 13 seconds. They need to push this one up. Feed down inside. It's Miller. She had an opportunity. Feeds Iggy right down the middle. Pump, puts it up and in. Nosa Iggy scores right at the end of the quarter. And with that, that will be the end of the third period. A 51-33 lead for Rose-Hulman here on Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
Home. It can be the family farm, a small town, or a busy city. But wherever you call home, we are where you are. The healthcare professionals of Union Health since 1892, providing compassionate healthcare of the highest quality to generations of Wabash Valley families. Union Health. Healthier together.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know.
10 minutes on the clock, the last period, fourth period. It's 51-33, Rose-Hulman with a commanding lead. And more importantly, they really almost ran Anderson right out of the gym in the last 30 seconds.
They really have. You follow up a 24-9 quarter in the second with the 18-8 quarter in the third. Now Rose get the ball first. And, boy, I know Mama Robinson is very happy over there in North Carolina as getting to see her engineers at home for the last time in the regular season.
Bomb feed down into Jester. She should have wrapped that one around and had a chance to score. Cross, open look for Black. Pump in the corner, open look. Can't get it to go. Good shot, just couldn't get it in. 3-on-1 break, but it's a real hustle down there. Shipley for 3. No good. Rebound to Black.
I'm going to point something out in a minute on the next dead ball.
Open look. Iggy
Go
Hahn
up.
beat her down the floor, and they're going to have an out of bounds. Oh, no, they're going to call the foul.
Okay. I just got to say this, Herb. I thought that was a good strip.
I thought it was too, but I also thought she was out of bounds when she touched the ball potentially. So
now going back, now we're going to say out of bounds, not two shots, even though he motioned 2 shots.
Yeah.
I'll get back to my point in a moment.
It was a shove after the shot.
Okay.
But in this one, Bomb with the basketball now for Rose-Hulman.
Oh.
Almost threw that one away. Black looking inside for Iggy Hahn. Need to move the basketball a little bit more. Miller looking, and they're trying to move it. Coach Prevost saying, move. Get after it. Here it is, Iggy Hahn. She'll drive. She'll shoot. She scores. Nosa Iggy Hahn back to the form she had a couple years ago where she's a tough guard on the inside. If she gets the ball in the paint, she's so athletic she can take it right to the hole, and did so there. With the drive, feed down low, outside look. And again, Taylor with the drive. They'll get the foul called, and it'll be Anderson basketball.
Yeah. Fell into Iggy Hahn's feet once again. Let me go back a couple possessions ago. Lexi Dillinger was streaking down the court. You thought she'd be able to go and probe, get into the paint. Nosa Iggy Hahn was 7 feet behind her, but her track speed, athleticism, chased her down, made her give up the ball. That ended up in a missed shot for Anderson.
With the drive on the inside is Taylor. They're going to call the foul.
They're going to Jester.
And he avoided. So we'll see which official makes the call. The underneath does.
Yeah, they got Jester on the reach there, maybe.
Jester makes it. But if you notice, Dellinger is being guarded right in the face. She's having a hard time getting her shot off, where she had a much easier time in the first half.
She did end up with still has 20 points for the evening. Just shooting 5 of 15 though, which is way below her average when you look at shooting 44% from the field for the season.
Taylor hits that one, and it is a 19-point lead for Rose-Hulman. Jamie Baum outside, gives it up to Wilson. Crossover, she'll use the screen with it. Drive down, kick outside, open as Jester. They'll try to feed it, and that's a tough, you really don't want to feed that one at that point. With it outside, with the drive, almost stripped away. Open look for Taylor for 3. She can't get it, and a rebound to Iggy Hahn.
Boy, Anderson is just trying to fight and claw and get back in this game. They just want to get within single digits down to the 4-minute mark to try to make a play of this thing.
Jester for 3. She nails that one.
Kaylin Jester doesn't often shoot, but boy, does she have offensive abilities.
Anderson with the basketball. Again, very quickly. Dellinger with the drive. She'll put the shot up and in, and they're going to call the foul underneath. I don't know who hit her.
Oh, my gosh. They tried to avoid her. Oh, my goodness.
And with that opportunity, going to the line will be Dellinger. It's a 20-point lead for Rose-Hulman right now. She'll try to cut it down to 19. We want to thank Indiana Army National Guard, Lynn's Pharmacy, Mossy Oak Properties, Sponsler Insurance, Sonic Drive-In, Union Health, and York Automotive. 19-point lead for Rose-Hulman. 7:35 left to go in the 4th period. Open look down in the post. Nice feed. Jester cross court. Miller open. Got it.
Silky smooth with the jumper from Peyton Miller. The bench going crazy over there.
If you really want to know, that's kind of how Rose-Hulman has played. These young ladies like each other. There's a nice 3-point basket for Cassie Pallett.
And that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to help off. I know Pallett is not, the 3-point sniper that Dellinger is, but boy.
Bomb open for 3. She puts it up, doesn't get anything. Yeah. Out of bounds, it'll be Anderson basketball.
I know you're still looking at it. Hey, it's 18-point lead, but Anderson, the way they shoot the ball, there's just a couple of possessions away from being right back in this thing. So, Rose, don't overhelp. Stay with these 3-point shooters. Make them earn it from inside the arc.
Feed out. They'll give it to Beard. Beard is open from about 15, but she'll pull it back outside. They'll give it to Dellinger. Dellinger being challenged at the three-point line, shot up and good. Wilson was right at her, but another good open look for her.
Because of that good screen, which actually is a moving screen, but when you pass through, you create space that way.
Iggy Hahn will give it back out. It's Jamie Baum. Baum feed in the low post. Miller pump. She'll drive, puts a shot up, doesn't get anything. And now Rose-Hulman is in trouble when it comes to the way Anderson has moved the basketball and scored. Dellinger looking out in front, almost taken away. Shots up, and she got another one. Another three-point shot, and that lead is cut to 15. Excuse me, lead's cut to 12. And Rose-Hulman will bring it up. Iggy Hahn down a low post. She'll put it up. Gets a little bit of body, and again, rebound comes out this time to Beard. Pushing the ball up the floor, open to Shipley in the corner, puts that shot up and in. And the lead's immediately cut down. Timeout's been called. We'll take one as well. With a 9-point lead, Rose-Hulman with the basketball.
The Big Finish sales event is on now at York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil. Choose from over 500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles today. This month only, lock in 0% financing and no payment for 90 days. New Jeep Cherokee as low as $229 per month. New Ram 1500, $359 per month. Or sell us your vehicle for top dollar. Unwrap the savings at YorkCDJRBrazil.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one. You are. You're number one at York.
For the things you treasure and the people you love. Brian Sponsler and Ben Rice for auto, home, and life.
If I crave something, I have to have it.
So what are you craving? Like, what do you crave?
Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle.
I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there. Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Welcome back to Rose-Hulman. It's a 58-49 game, and Walt, you mentioned, hey, 3 trips down the floor. The way this is going, it can close in a hurry, and it sure did.
It is. You can just feel the momentum starting to shift. Even when Rose was up 18 points, I just felt very uneasy. Anderson can strike so quickly. 3 trips down the floor, 3 triples, and now they're starting to scramble, starting to press a little bit. It's going to be a wild finish, Herb.
Feed down a low post. Barlow out to Wilson. Wilson with the drive down inside. Its ball is kicked. It'll be Rose-Hulman basketball.
That was an interesting way to say it was kicked. When he put his arms out, I'm like, what are we calling here? I didn't know where we were going, but he pointed as I've never seen that call before.
Point at your feet.
Usually just kick your foot out.
Yeah.
Pointed down there. I'm like, okay, that was innovative.
I know.
Yeah. And I'm kind of being funny here.
Rose Burnham back outside to Ashley Black. Ashley's had a good ball game as well. Rowan Hine will set up and is trying to move on the inside. Jester, they'll feed, and they try to feed it again. The ball's kicked one more time.
That was a blessing right there. At 6, Rose really didn't have much going. They kicked the ball, reset this thing with 20. We need a good look right here. Need a basket.
Outside to Black. She'll pump fake. Jester.
It's not there.
Feed on the inside. Barlow. And they'll get the foul called. And that's exactly what Rose-Hulman needs. With that, it just continue to run the clock. You can run a minute or so out of this one. And they've had the basketball here for a while at this end of the floor. And that's what they need to do. Just make Anderson play defense. Pick up a couple fouls. They need to score here on this possession. Hine with the basketball. She'll trigger it in. Gets it into Jester, and they'll start the offense. They'll give it up. Black looking. Back outside. Almost threw that one away to Jester. Backdoor cut, and she didn't see anything in Taylor, who takes the ball away. Feed outside.
By Dellinger. Oh, my God.
Dellinger open for 3. Doesn't get it.
Oh, my goodness. We dodged a bullet right there. Dellinger was wide open. Oh, my gosh.
Ashley Black, they're going to give it. Rose Burnham does a nice job in handling the basketball and passing it.
She does. Look out.
Almost taken. With it, she'll drive, and she gets it taken away. Barlow has it. Oh, my goodness. A lot of contact and nothing called on either one of those.
That was a good strip.
On the outside is Dellinger. She'll drive.
God.
Foul called on the drive. It'll be Anderson basketball. 4:13 left to go in the ball game. Still a 9-point lead. We've run off about a minute and a half with nobody scoring here.
14 foul. Next foul on Rose puts Anderson at the free throw line.
Dellinger trying to go with Baum. Baum gets a block. Nice job by Jamie Baum. Hines, she'll take it coast to coast, and they called the foul before she got there. We'll see if they called a break. Possibly could have been. And a breakaway foul. We'll see. Trip, and it's out of bounds.
On the second, so now, third team foul on Anderson. So they're doing okay in foul situation. Rose going to have to close. Oh, boy.
Feed it inside, and fortunate that was tipped
telling her
away.
what to do right in front of everybody, kind of telegraphing that pass. Everybody, it's a tough one to make right there.
And again, Rose-Hulman will have the basketball under their own basket, a 9-point lead. 4:02 left to go here in the ball game. Hine going to throw it in. Looks for somebody open. They'll just pull it back outside. Baum had a three-point opportunity. Feeds to Burnham inside. They got the block because it's inside, and Burnham will go to the line.
Yeah, she made sure she got the contact right there and is going to get a trip to the free throw line as she went crashing to the floor.
There's a lot of contact on that one. 3:58 left to go in the ball game. 58-49, and Rose Burnham at the line. And she doesn't get that one. So again, a scoring drought for both of these teams here for about almost 2 minutes. Well, really close to a minute and a half at least, where nobody has scored, and they've gone up and down the floor, picked up a couple of fouls. Burnham gets that one up. It's a 10-point lead. Anderson with the basketball. They trail by 10. Outside is Dellinger. And again, Baum has done a really nice job defending Dellinger with the drive and a blocked shot. Really nice job that time by Jordan Barlow.
Barlow did a great job moving her feet, staying tall, and then just swatting that stuff out of there from Taylor. Hine did a pretty good job staying close to Dellinger to avoid the pitch out.
Pallett inbounds the ball, gets it up to Dellinger.
Here comes
Dellinger trying to take that baseline. No, she'll go outside off the crossover. Black has her. Feed inside. Nope. Dellinger with a running bank shot. That's a great shot. You can't stop it.
No, you can't. That's a great shot by Dellinger, who now is up to 31 points. Herb.
Ooh, tough. Black looks inside, feeds it in. Barlow gets it up and in, and the assist to Black.
I don't know how that got to Barlow, and here they come already right down the floor in a blur.
Shipley feeds it all the way up inside, and they'll give it up to Beard. Inside Shipley's open, and it's another 2-point shot. Score is down 61-53. It's an 8-point Rose-Hulman lead with 2:55 left to go. Burnham driving.
They're pushing it back.
Jump stop. Ball's tipped out of bounds. It's Rose-Hulman basketball.
She literally pushed her in the back. Oh, man. Coach Primo saying, hey, look at this. Come on now. But at the same time, I said this before, you've got to go up stronger to get your bucket. You got to be able to play through a little bit of contact, go up strong. We've seen a lot of stuff come up short today.
Turnover, threw it right to Taylor. Shipley, turnover.
Yeah.
Hine with the steal from behind. Really nice move by Rowan Hine. Just tracked her down and took the basketball with the correct hand.
Great effort with the chase down there.
Rowan Hine trying to use a high screen. She doesn't have to do a lot with this one, just has to move it a little bit with it. Burnham, look, wide open, pump, kick out. It's a Black looking inside. Here comes Barlow. Feed, open
right
look,
there.
Baum for three. Boom! Jamie Baum for three, and it's an 11-point lead.
It's a big bucket right there by Baum. Let's get a stop.
Outside with the drive, Shipley. She shuffles that one up, and lost that one right off everybody's fingertip.
Barlow and Hine right there. They kind of make sure they don't crash into each other, but then the ball slips out of 20 fingers, and Anderson gets another crack at it.
And Anderson basketball. They'll try to inbound it. Nice job defensively for Rose-Hulman. Baum has Dellinger. They'll kick it outside. Open look that time for Schaefer. Couldn't get it. They're going to call the foul, and they'll go to the other direction.
And when you look at the fact that you'll stop Dellinger and kick it to Schaefer, Schaefer's cold. She's 1 for 5, 1 for 4 for the night. So she's trying to hit that 15-footer here in crunch time the last 2 minutes. A tough shot to make when you haven't had a lot of shots going in. Now Rose getting to the free throw line where they haven't been a whole lot today, but they fared better today than they did last game.
Transportation for Indiana Sports Network is provided by York Automotive with 5 locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield as Rose Burnham puts that first free throw in. Our camera operators for today's game are Kanan Harper, Amy Metcalf, and Dakota Sponsler. Video technician is Keith Lawson, and Tony Harper is our producer and director. We are a production of Indiana Sports Network. 66-53 is the score, and
what are we doing?
We're going to have it's shot clock.
Okay.
Okay, and if you look, it took more than 3 seconds to put the ball at the top of the key from the length of the floor. So we'll see what they're going to do here.
They've been motoring down the floor. I would have believed it.
Pallett with the basketball. Kick open look for Taylor. 3-point shot up and good. And Taylor has been able to hit those 3-point shots and done a nice job. Hine with the basketball. Lead pass, gets it up to Black. Back to Hine. Rowan with the drive. Looking for it outside. They'll give it up to Ashley Black. Rowan Hine. Thought about the 3. She'll put it into Bomb. Puts it up. Can't get it to go. And there's a lot of body and contact on those, and there's nothing being called. With the drive is Dellinger. She has that shot down. The runner off the board, and it's back to a 10-point lead. They'll say it's an 8-point lead.
Oh my God!
What did we have?
Did he call a timeout?
I don't know what we did here, but it's got to be an inadvertent whistle is what's going on.
But they got a sub. Is there an injury? I don't see an injury. How'd they get a sub?
That's an interesting
What in the world?
With it. And an out-of-bounds play. They'll give it, and it's tipped out of bounds. It'll still be Rose-Hulman basketball. Really nice play that time by Cassie Pallett, the 5'3" senior from Stevensville, Michigan.
You can't just stop live action
especially
for no
if the
apparent reason.
Other
no
team
injury.
has the ball. That's
right.
the issue.
Good grief.
With it, again, Rose-Hulman basketball. 1:08 left to go here in the ball game. And they're going to call an immediate foul, and that will be on Shipley. As she argues the call. Rowan Hine will go to the line to shoot the 2 shots. It's 66-58. Again, an 8-point lead. Rose-Hulman's had trouble and really hasn't gotten the foul on the inside. A lot of contact on the last 3 or 4 shots and hasn't gotten a foul. At the other end, Anderson's had some open looks and knocked him down.
Yep. You know, I mentioned the last loss for Rose-Hulman is we had a free throw missed by Hine. They were at Defiance over the weekend, lost 48-56. Rose-Hulman was 2 for 11 from the free throw line during that game. Rowan Hine had some difficulties there, and I know she's in her head right now. I guarantee you, she struggled with the free throw line at Defiance. Is in her head right now. If I went to her mom about that earlier before the game today, I think right now it's in her head.
Weave out in front. Dellinger with the drive, and they're going to call a foul. Going to the line will be Dellinger. And for Dellinger, that's almost an automatic 2 points.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And she has done a good job probing, running that little curl action and getting to her right side, going down the right side of the lane and putting Rose-Hulman in tough defensive positions. It's going to be 2 points. You can book it.
It's going to be really close here at the end. They got it down to 7.
Yep.
So Anderson trails by 7. 66-59. leading free throw shooter in the conference at the line. She puts this one up and misses one. Burnham with it. They'll give it up. And now cross court, they give it to Black. 2-on-1 break, had an open look, and she'll pull it back out and try to run some clock.
Oh my God.
And she's fouled.
I didn't think we were going to get that. And Barlow would have been a great one to put the ball to. Because if she gets fouled, she goes to the free throw line. She's a plus 80% free throw shooter. So leads Rose-Hulman in free throw shooting. So you look on the end of the bench, you see Nola Wilson with her left shoe off and ice on her ankle. I didn't see her get injured. I saw her on the bike earlier. But hopefully that's something that won't be a problem come Friday. I don't know.
Ashley Black with a key free throw. 47.6 left to go in the ball game. She puts both the free throws in and increases Rose-Hulman's lead.
I like the on-ball pressure. You make them use a little bit of clock.
With it outside, Dellinger thinks about the three, takes the two. She'll put it up, and it's blocked by Baum, but they called the foul. 68-59. Again, a 9-point lead. And it's really not a bad thing if you can rebound the basketball or get possession of it and force the foul again, because, again, it's 68-59. A 9-point lead is 3 possessions right now. And here's one of the possessions. Dellinger knock it down. Still a 3-possession ball game. Anderson must have and score on 3 straight possessions and hold Rose-Hulman scoreless to have a chance to win or tie the ball game.
Dellinger with 35 tonight.
35 points. They'll give it up. Here's Rowan Hine. They're going to try to foul her right away, and they did. And Hine will go to the line. She missed the last 2 free throw attempts. She desperately needs to hit these.
Yes, and her teammates need to go to her and say, hey, we believe in you. You got this. You can do this.
Again, a 7-point lead.
You saw Jamie Barlow, you saw Ashley Black go up to her and say, hey, you're good. Come on, you got this. So sometimes you just need a little confidence, a little boost from your teammates. She'll be all right.
Shipley fouls out of the ball game on that play. And Hine picks the first free throw up and in.
I see her mom over there with her hands in the air.
Rowan at the line again, hits the second one, gets both free throws, lead back up to 9 points with 35.9 left to go. We'll take a break. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Some say that our approach to selling wooded ground is crazy. I prefer to think that we're nuts.
Beech. Walnut. White oak.
Hickory. We feel having an agent who is nuts about your property helps us attract more customers, making us, well, poplar. For all your Indiana land needs, check us out at indianalandandlifestyle.com.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
9-point Rose-Hulman lead, 70-61, and with that timeout, they'll try to advance the ball. Anderson will, and pull it all the way up in college basketball and women's college basketball. You can advance the throw in, very similar to what they do in the NBA. Outside with it is Taylor. Now they'll give it back up and to Beard, and here comes the drive again with the shot up. This time she misses it. Rebound comes out to Barlow, and that was a really nice job by Jamie Baum. With it now, Hine. And they'll foul her one more time. Rose-Hulman leads by 9, 19.3 left to go in this ball game.
Well, what a big win here for Rose-Hulman here. You know, as you get a big win here. Anderson, 5 fouls here on Taylor, I do believe. So it's the second disqualification for Anderson, as fouling because you have to. You want to try to extend this game. She had a really good game as well.
She really did. Opportunity. She rebounded well and then also had a couple 3-point shots she hit. And Hine is back to form. She really blew 2 free throws earlier in this quarter, and she's hit 3 straight.
McKinley Taylor, 7 points, 10 rebounds here to finish this game. 4 straight free throws by Hine, and I think that's going to do her a lot of good going to Friday and Sunday.
Good Lord. It's another one.
I don't want to ever see this girl again. I'm telling you, I don't want to see her anymore here in the home arena. Oh, my gosh. Woo, can she flat out ball?
39 points.
Wow.
As we talked about it, they've taken a timeout. We'll take one as well. 13.5 left to go.
If somebody's kind of on the fence of going into a recruiting office or just reaching out to a recruiter, I would absolutely encourage it, if anything, just for the information.
We have a lot of enlistment bonuses out there right now, upwards to about $20,000. If you're in college or you plan to be to college, this is a great choice for you because our organization, we look for students who want to go to college. We also have educational benefits where we pay up to 100% of tuition.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And you can hear him say, you do not need to score or shoot. Just hold the basketball.
Yeah.
Don't turn it over. And if you're going to turn it over, don't turn it over to number 0. Because she's going to hit another 3 and have a Michael Jordan-esque night.
Yeah, they're not going to foul.
And they finally foul with 3.6 left to go. 72-64 is the score, and we'll look at some of the rundown of the scoring for Rose-Hulman. And again, shooting 2 is Ashley Black, as again she's had another good game. 10 points for Ashley currently, and she hits that one. That's 11. She's hit free throws down the stretch. She's currently 3 for 3 from the line, and again, another time to go. She has 11. Rose Burnham with 10. Jamie Baum with 11. 6 for Barlow, 4 for Wilson, 8 for Hine. Kaylin Jester with 5. Peyton Miller off the bench with 13 points. Nosa Igihan with 5. And again, Rose-Hulman wins this ball game 74-64. And boy, I'll tell you what, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody score that many points here in a long time as Lexi Dellinger with 39 points. 39 points of the 64 came from one young lady, a senior, who in all estimations has to be probably the player of the week. 39 points, folks. She just was on fire.
And she'll be, she probably won't win Conference Player of the Year because Anderson is not at the top of the standings. But I hope she gets real consideration for Conference Player of the Year because of what she does for her team. Lexi Dellinger is an unbelievable basketball player. It has been a treat to watch her. Like I said, I'm glad I don't have to see her anymore. At least I don't think that we will. Maybe we draw them in the postseason tournament. I don't know. I hope not. But she has been an unbelievable basketball player at Anderson, and I really hope the Anderson faithful have really appreciate what they've been able to watch for the last 4 years. Lexi Dellinger is a special athlete.
Jade Shipley came in and chipped in with 12 points tonight, and again for Jade, she averages 10.5. Yeah. So she had what is considered to be basically her average in what's going on. 3 points for Pallett, 7 points for Taylor, 2 for Schaefer. That's Allison Schaefer with 2, and 1 point for Bryn Beard. But I don't know. If you're Rose-Hulman, you win the ball game, and for us, we watch Rose-Hulman win the game. That's the most important part. Right. But we also were treated to an outstanding performance by Lexi Dellinger, the 5'5" senior from Bern, Indiana, who ends up with, again, 39 points. You been to Bern?
I have not.
Swiss days, man. It's awesome. Great time.
So I thought you had one for me.
Oh, yeah. I know that one. I used to spend time there when I was in high school. So it's south of Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
In Adams County. And, again, just an outstanding performance for her. We wish her the best of luck. It's her senior year as she moves through here as well. And, again, but for Rose-Hulman, a huge win. They came in 4th place in the conference, They should be able to hold on to that fourth place if they can continue to win and hopefully have an opportunity to move up.
In Hanover, I do believe Hanover played. Yes, Hanover played Transy tonight. So you would think that Hanover took a loss there. So, I mean, you just never know. Rose goes to 8-5, Hanover to 9-7.
Never know.
You just never know.
It's the power rankings is what really determines it. And then you have to figure out how badly they were beaten by Transylvania too. Because if they get obliterated by Transylvania, again, all of this is subject to what, and I'm going to say this almost what a computer would say, is your rating.
Yep.
And that makes it a little more difficult. Folks, we'll be on the air with another ball game here at Rose-Hulman, where Friday evening we'll be able to bring you another Rose-Hulman ball game because they moved the conference schedule this week to a Tuesday-Friday game. We had our Tuesday night game tonight, and Friday night we'll have another ball game on the air from Rose-Hulman here at, again, 7:15 we'll be on the air, and 7:30 start for this ball game. For Rose-Hulman, again, both the men and the women needed to win, and the men that we saw earlier were winning, and were winning in a big fashion.
The last score, Rose-Hulman 65-38 late into the second half. So Rose-Hulman men don't blow out anybody. They blew out Anderson tonight. Go figure.
And it's at Anderson where they usually have a huge crowd and a lot of people, and it's a very exciting place to play.
Go figure.
And I don't know. And I told you this a while back. The only time I've been in the Anderson gym. We broadcast there in one of our other broadcasts we do in the summer, dealing with some of the best prep stars in Indiana as they go in the boys and girls prep stars in Indiana, the underclassmen get a chance to play, and we bring you that action. But prior to that, the only time I go in is to watch the Colts when they were there practicing with Peyton Manning, and that's a long time ago. Hey, it's 74-64. Rose-Hulman with a huge victory over Anderson tonight. And again, we'll be back on the air this Friday night about 7:15 with another ball game that is going to determine conference standing. Rose-Hulman, both the men and the women, need another win Friday evening, even if they got one tonight, to keep and maintain.
Both winnable games. We'll have the men here against Franklin. Women will be at Franklin. Both of those are very winnable ball games. Have to be 2-0 between those two on Friday.
And we'll say best of luck to the women this next Friday night as they take on Franklin at Franklin. We'll have the men's game on, and again, 7:15 will be our starting time when we'll be on the air, 7:30 for the tip-off, and then hopefully we would have the opportunity to host some ball games here in the HCAC tournament. Those will be determined at a time for Sunday, and we could have one or both here and could have a doubleheader. You make sure you stay tuned. Check the website here at Rose-Hulman for further instructions. For my partner, Walter Gordon, I'm Herb King. We'll say so long until Friday evening, and go Rose-Hulman.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.